that's the thing.
That's a good night for him, John.
He's now played 19 games. This was the second time he was at 50% or better. That ain't great.
Yeah, 113, 102.
Celtics were in South Beach to face the Heat, looking for their 17th straight win. 17. And they didn't find it in Miami. They fell 104-98 to the Heat, despite 14 fourth-quarter points from Kyrie. There are still 65 games left to go, so let's not get too crazy. Nick, what did you learn about the Celtics during your streak?
Man, I learned that this is a devastating fourth-quarter team. They were last night as well. Last night, they were down huge in the fourth, and they got it back to a tie game. Now, Miami ended up pulling it out, but this was another game where the Celtics, and this is where I give Brad Stevens so much credit. This was the game I was watching, evidently, instead of the Laker game last night. The Celtics, they, instilled by their coach, they never feel like they're out of it. They never feel like, tonight's not our night. And I know last night wasn't their night. But, man, they played poorly throughout the game, but found a way to have a chance to win late. And what they're doing with Kyrie, which I find really interesting, they are resting him for an enormous percentage of the early fourth quarter. Last night, I mean, he came in with 4 minutes left in the fourth. And he is the freshest guy out there when he's already one of the most clutch players in the league. And that's where, you know, he helped bring, they were already coming back, he helped bring them back. So, I mean, the Celtics 16-game winning streak is tremendous. Like, they deserve a ton of credit. And the fact that they lost last night, I'm not going to hold against them too much.
No, they've played the most consistent basketball in the NBA at this point. And they've won a number of games in this streak, a lot like last night's game. They got a little bit behind, but at any point in the game, what I'm impressed with the Celtics are, they can clamp down on you defensively. And people, they're not that explosive offensively. I mean, they are an efficient team. They got a great system they run. But defensively, and that which separates the good teams from the great teams, because for a half a quarter, for a quarter, when you can clamp down on a team, and that's what they had to do to Miami last night to be able to get back in the game. And also, they have a system. The way they played, they're going to play kind of back and forth until the fourth quarter, and they designate Kyrie to be the closer. Like, they have a system for which they're going to go about the season, and it's something in a role that Kyrie is very comfortable with, and it really leads to a lot of the players throughout the season being happy because Kyrie really shares the ball, especially early in the game. So everyone feels like late in the game that they've had a touch, they've had some looks, they've had an opportunity to be involved in the game, and Kyrie's just an amazing scorer to be able to close out games.
But right now, the Celtics' identity is, we are great at comeback wins. They trailed in the fourth quarter in 8 of their 16 straight wins. That's a lot of pressure to put on these guys and say, you got to win it for us, you got to win it late. Eventually, it was going to get snapped. It's very dangerous, and last night you saw why.
And we saw it almost happening against the Mavs. They were down 13 in their previous game. I said yesterday, CC thought South Beach might get them, and it looks like CC was right. But you asked if it
it's
looked
a tough
like,
place to play.
Right. You asked if it looked like they were going to continue their streak, if they were playing like it. And I said they're actually not playing like a team that's going to continue their streak. I thought they would win last night. They almost did it. They down double digits, came all the way back to tie it. They just couldn't get it.
I'll take the other perspective of the glass is more half full.
Yeah.
All right. And winning those games, especially they have 8 new players on their roster. All right. That builds a lot of confidence in your fellow teammate, being able to win games in the most critical time. We talk about Lonzo, how he wasn't playing in the fourth quarter, playing those minutes. Now, these Celtics, in the most critical time,
big minutes.
They're playing big minutes and having great success. So I believe that breeds confidence as this team grows.
Speaking of great fourth quarter.
I was going to say, yesterday you said to us the Cavaliers were going to lose because you knew the Cavaliers were going to win. That's exactly why you said it, so you could hype up here. CC accused you of it. You knew they were going to win.
That's not true.
LeBron and the Cavs played last night. Big night for King James after having to leave the floor in the third quarter to get stitches above his lip. Ow, that hurts. He came back in the fourth quarter with 23 points, including 18 straight for Cleveland in one stretch. The Cavs went on to win their 6th in a row, 119-109. All right, Nick, what did this game tell you about LeBron James?
All right, so this is the fewest minutes LeBron has played in a close game since he's been back to Cleveland. So we're in 3+ seasons. the fewest minutes he's played in a non-blowout situation.
Of the injury?
Yeah, because they were pacing it right. They were pacing him like he regularly does.
Yes.
Where he has a big break to start the second quarter, and then he's going to play probably 22 of the 24 minutes in the second half. But he had to miss almost a 6-minute stretch. He got elbowed in the mouth, or he got headbutted. He got his lip cut. And so what we saw there is what LeBron could constantly look like if he was playing the minutes a regular NBA player does instead of leading the NBA in minutes, where at the end of the game, he has a lot left in the tank. So the question would be, well, then why don't they always do this? And the answer is, and this is just I just think a falsehood about how people look at basketball, because the points count the same no matter when they're scored. So people are always like, the one knock on LeBron is I don't know if he raises his game in the fourth quarter. And that's been a misnomer. I mean, he leads the NBA in fourth quarter scoring this year. But he doesn't become a totally different guy like maybe Kyrie does at late in games. But whether you score 18 in the second quarter or 18 in a row in the fourth quarter, they count on the scoreboard the same. So LeBron's overall stat line last night with 33, 7, and 6, that's basically, a few points more than what he averages for the year, but basically that's a standard LeBron game. But because he only played 33 minutes, he did it late in the game, and people are going to focus on that. LeBron is who he is, and so to me, last night showed you, if you wanted to play LeBron more like the Spurs play Kawhi, like the Celtics play Kyrie, maybe you'd get more of these instances.
In the third quarter, though, you were concerned.
I thought they were going to lose going into the game.
No. But when LeBron gets when he gets the cut, and he's got to go to the locker room.
I was.
All right, now I have a bone to pick with you, because you said that LeBron, when he gets these injuries and everything, he turns into who?
He's Wolverine.
Okay,
man.
but now this is the week of the game, okay? And Ohio State, they're the Buckeyes. The team up north, they're
the Wolverines.
Yeah, so LeBron being from Ohio, furnishing Buckeyes with stuff, all right? Because the school up north, they wear Jordans. You have to come up with something else to
listen, well, then I got to find someone give me a character that can auto-heal, that can auto-fix their injuries. Because LeBron, they said he went and got locker room, got stitches. I don't believe that. I just think he glared at himself in the mirror till it fixed, like when he broke his wrist in the finals and then made that free throw. But go ahead, I'm sorry. Neither here nor there.
Honestly, you guys, for a split second I zoned out, I zoned back in. What do you move on?
He was amazing.
He was amazing.
I mean, he was really amazing. He plays the game at such a high level, doing so many different things. His dribbling. In year 15, this is the best shooting that he's ever done. I was astonished because I asked Nick a question. I was like, Nick, because Nick was like, Chris, you really talk about him hurting his elbow and how his overall shooting improved. And I was like, how much better is he shooting from three-point line? And Nick, you were like, this year he's shooting what percentage?
He's shooting 42% from three. Steph is shooting 38%.
That's amazing.
That's incredible. Like, to think that was going to happen. Now, I was praying, and that's an answer to prayer, his free throw shooting would get back to the elite level, because I used to always use that in my LeBron Jordan type argument.
Yeah, right.
At Jordan shooting over the way he did. It's so much better than LeBron. But it is great to see one of the best players ever still improving at small things at this point in his career.
Listen, I know it's way too early to talk MVP stuff, so we don't need to do that, but I just use that as a jumping off point. One of my favorite writers, Matt Moore of CBS, wrote a way too early MVP column, and he had 5 guys listed, and LeBron wasn't amongst them. And so I just want to level set for everyone what LeBron's doing this year. So, he's 3rd in the NBA in points and 4th in assists and 1st among non-centers in field goal percentage and, of course, 1st in minutes. But we're used to that. Let's just look at what LeBron's doing this year compared to what I think everyone believes is the single best year of his career. 2012, 2013 in Miami. That's the year they had a 27-game winning streak. He was 1 vote away, thanks Gary Washburn, from becoming the first ever unanimous MVP. He's averaging this year more points, shooting a better percentage from the field and 3, slightly fewer rebounds, and 1 more assist per game. He is having a better year this year than the year he was 1 vote away from becoming the first ever unanimous MVP. Carmelo. Gary Washburn voted for Carmelo this year, which is why Steph gets to be the only unanimous MVP, not LeBron. Not that I'm bitter about it or anything. Right. But, so again, LeBron right now, it is not hyperbole to say he is having the best season of his career so far. And quietly, oh wait, you look, only the Celtics Rockets, and Warriors have more wins than the Cavs, so they were always going to be.
And
fine.
you had no confidence against going against.
No, they listen.
Before stop.
None.
Enough.
Coming up, is Carson Wentz
What?
just a product of the Eagles'
You
great
still got
offense?
time now. You can jump off LeBron, jump on this bandwagon.
There's
You got
room.
Move over, Jenna.
You
we know,
move over.
We know
The
you got
LeBron-
body
the
contact.
LeBron card
you
is
get
not called
between
a
us, Nick.
bandwagon.
Nick, come on.
It's called the unabated truth.